Pope John Paul face-to-face with Paraguay's President Alfredo Stroessner, the man who's at war with the Catholic Church here for criticizing his policies. The Pope encourages church leaders to speak out when they see injustices, which are not hard to find in an authoritarian state. Paraguay is a virtual military dictatorship. It's been that way since Stroessner, an army general, seized power 33 years ago. Like an old-time politician, he makes sure everyone knows who's making life better. The sign says, peace, work, and well-being with Stroessner. He skips the bad things, like jailing broadcaster Humberto Rubin 15 times and jamming his largely anti-government call-in show. Stroessner's strongest foe is the Catholic Church, which encourages opposition. He calls some priests subversives. On his flight to South America, Pope John Paul said priests here are only following the Church's teachings on human rights.
They know what to do.
They know what to do.
Your Holiness,
They know what to do.
They
They are appointed for that.
But the rift between church and state widens, the confrontations grow harsher, and the general still rules. It will take more than a brief visit by Pope John Paul to change any of it. Ike Seamans, NBC News, Asunción, Paraguay. What an unusual sight. Paraguayans singing for freedom and democracy, but living in a dictatorship. People afraid to speak out alone, but finding strength together to protest against the authoritarian government of President Alfredo Stroessner. It's because of the Pope, a man said. He gives us courage. More than 4,000 jammed a government-owned gymnasium to wait for the Pope. Last week, the Paraguayan government, apparently fearing just this kind of enthusiasm, canceled the meeting. But in an unprecedented move, Stroessner yielded to Vatican pressure. But he had his protest. Seats reserved for government officials were empty. A dissident member of the president's party, Carlos Romero Pereira, says Paraguayans are tired of dictatorship. What are these people chanting now?
Well, they are talking about the democracy and the freedom. They want freedom and they want liberty.
The Pope's late arrival was almost anticlimactic, but it was his presence here that inspired this newfound confidence. And he expressed thoughts on this special night many were thinking. Respect the rights of individuals. Have democracy based on the consensus of the people. Ike Seamans, NBC News, Asunción.